Sonya.
If you would like to share your comments or let us know what you think about the episode, please email us at whatlikeInc@gmail.com.
You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at What We Like.
Because I feel like it's my day,
Right.
And I choose like this week. But I want to
Because we'll definitely be doing what we like.
I live my life unapologetically.
Bye.
I do.
Hey, Sonya.
Hey, Cindy.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Can you believe I'm ready? And I know I probably say this. If you pull up all the episodes, I probably say this every Sunday or Monday. But I am ready for the weekend already. Like, what kind of life am I living that on Monday I'm ready for the weekend?
Longing for the weekend.
Yes.
I know because I'm right there with you.
Although it wasn't a bad Monday. It was pretty good, not eventful. You know, work went quick. But I need to hurry up and retire, hit the lottery, something.
Well, speaking of which, you know, Powerball is up to 500 million, I think. So I think we both need to play.
Yes, because you know if I win, then you're going to have to quit your job because I'm going to need somebody to travel with me.
I'm right there. And, you know, I was thinking about that. I don't usually keep up with the lottery. And my brother texted me on Saturday, and he was telling me that it was 400 million or 500 million or something like that. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to get a ticket. And
Right.
I was talking to him, and we were talking about, okay, we need X amount of dollars in order to quit our jobs. And, you know, I said, well, we just won $1 million. We still got to work.
Right.
It's a lot we're going to have to do with that $1 million, so we still have to work. But, you know, we win the jackpot. Yeah, definitely. You know, work.
Right.
Yeah, we can do away with that.
200 million. Yeah, I mean, so if it's at 500 million, probably when everything is said and done, you probably get like half of that.
Right.
You know, with taxes and all of that, you probably get half of that. I think I could work with that.
I could work with that.
I think so. We could travel. We could do all kinds of stuff. So you would definitely have to quit your job, though.
You wouldn't have any complaints from me.
Because the last thing I want is like, oh, let's go to Vegas. And then you like, oh, well, let me put in PTO. And let me see if I can get it approved. I'm going to be like, girl, bye. Quit your job. We got places to go, things to see. Yes, we would definitely have to do that. Can you just imagine $200 and some million?
I can imagine it. So I think we definitely need to play this week, tomorrow, I think it is, and see how we fare.
I think so. Okay, so for car chatter, let's jump right into our car chatter. For car chatter, I was listening to the Breakfast Club, and they had a rapper who I'm not really sure who he is, but his name is Chris Martin. And they were talking about, he was on Angela Yee's Lip Service. And they talked about, would you tell your partner if their friend, like their girlfriend or whatever, tried to hit on you? So would you tell your mate that? So, like, would you tell your date if their friend tried to hit on you?
I don't really see that happening. I don't know. It's a rapper, so I'm assuming it's somebody that's young.
Right. And that was going to be my thing.
That doesn't seem like grown folk problem to me. You know, I put myself in that situation and I'm thinking, okay, So do I see one of Mister's friends hitting on me? No.
Right,
I
right,
don't. And then the next question is, if something like that did happen, do you tell? I think that answer depends on your significant other. If they're crazy, and I mean that in the most loving terms, or
right, right,
if they're somewhat of a hothead and you know they're gonna fly off the handle and maybe try to fight the person, I think that needs to be handled a little bit differently. Because I'm the type of person I can shut that down and be done with it.
right,
But I do know, because I heard some of that on the Breakfast Club, and I know they also said another reason for telling would be because you don't want your friend to be friends with someone who would do something like that behind their back. So you would feel kind of obligated to tell. So maybe in that sense, I would say it in a half-hearted, jokingly type of way that, hey, so and so said this or whatever, but you know me, I shut that down.
right,
But I think it really depends on your mate and the temperament of your
right,
mate.
right. And I think it also for me would depend on the level of their friendship. You know, if they were
Yes.
really close, then I would probably feel obligated to say something. But then again, that goes back to what you said about their temperament. Like, if this is somebody he's
Right.
really close to, then I know that he would probably really go off, because that would be part hurt, disappointment, anger, all of that wrapped up into one. So, I would.
Yeah, because if your boo is hot headed and you tell him that, then there's a
Right,
fight. Somebody could get hurt. Somebody could get
right,
arrested. I mean, if your boo is hot
right.
headed, if they're more even keel, then you can have that conversation. I think I would be able to have that conversation and nothing would pop off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think I would tell, depending on the level of their friendship. I think, like you said, I would try to shut it down, because what I would want to know is, I would want to be absolutely sure that what I thought happened. Like, did he actually try to hit on me? I don't want any mistakes or anything, because we're talking friendship. So I could
Right.
be killing a friendship and he really didn't mean whatever. So I want to be absolutely sure that you were trying to hit on me, before I said anything. But I agree. I think that that's like a young people thing, because I think,
Yeah.
and not to say that it couldn't happen with over 40, but I think once you get past that age, like, I think the respect level is different. Not to say that young people don't have respect for each other. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think there's some difference. Like, I just don't see like me and my mate out and his buddy coming while he's going to get drinks, trying to worm his way in. Now, when I was in college, or, that kind of thing, I saw it and it happened, So I remember those days. But now, 40 and above, I don't think that would happen for us. I don't think
Yeah,
that's
I don't think so.
as the young
I don't
kids say.
I don't think
that's an old
that's our
people
issue.
thing. Yeah, I don't think that's our issue. But it
Now
was
we
good
have
to
plenty.
listen.
We have
We have
plenty of
plenty.
issues, but I don't think that's one of them.
We have plenty, and which, this is another segment, but I'm really surprised at some of the issues that you have, especially dating over 40 and over 50, that, I just assumed that went away with age, but no, it doesn't. So, yeah, that could be another episode for us. The
Yeah.
woes of dating over 50. So, that could
Yes.
be an episode.
And you
But
know, that was our first episode, if I remember correctly, and it may be time to revisit that. You're right.
yes, because it really is a lot. I have a friend who's on a dating site, and she just talks about all the different games that men play over 40 years old. And you would think, oh my gosh, aren't you tired of doing that?
Right.
Don't you just want to find somebody and y'all ride off into the sunset together? Like, who has time for those games? But
Not I.
anyway, so for this week, I guess we can jump right into the episode. This week, I thought we would talk about something that I saw somewhere, and I really thought it pertained to me. The question was, are you set in your ways, or are you flexible when it comes to certain things? So, like food. Are you set in your ways? Do you eat basically the same thing all the time, or you more like a foodie? Do you adventurous with your food, or you more of a meat and potatoes kind of girl?
Okay. I can just tell you right off the bat, I am not adventurous when it comes to my food. That is not me. She is not me. I am not her.
Okay.
And it really gets to Mr. Because he's a lot of times he's like, try this, try that, and I'm like, what is it? And I wanna smell it, and I'm like, what? And he's like, just try it, and I'm like, and that actually happened last weekend.
Oh my goodness.
So, no, I'm not so flexible. I am more flexible than I have been in the past. Just a lot of times to appease him, I'll try things. But I'm kind of your basic meat and potato type of gal.
Wait a minute.
I don't need to venture out and experience.
Did you actually say you smell your food? Are you one of those people that smell your food?
I am. I want to know exactly what I'm dealing with.
Oh my gosh. It is nothing that burns me more than when my daughter, she's like, what's in it? And then she smells it. I'm like, what?
I do.
Like,
are
you going to smell
I do it
the
at home.
ingredients?
Now, I'm not, if I'm in a restaurant and I'm getting served, I'm not going to smell the plate. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
But
right.
at home, I most definitely will.
So and what are you smelling for? What are you?
I don't know. His palate is a little bit freer than mine. And he is open to eating food. People's food.
Right.
Whereas I am not. So if he brings in a dish, I don't know what I'm thinking. I did that. There was a casserole dish in the refrigerator, and I opened it up and I smelled it. And I was like, no, I don't want that. Here's
my question. When you smell it and you say, nope, don't want it, like what smell said to you, this is not going to be good? Like what?
You know what? Honestly, in this instance, it wasn't the smell. I just didn't want it. It wasn't the smell.
Okay.
But I did smell it. I did smell it.
Okay.
And I was just like, no, I don't want it. So no, that is one area that I'm a little fixed in. I've loosened up a little bit, but no, I don't experiment with my food a lot. I don't.
See, you know what? Okay, I experiment to the extent that I can experiment, but I'm pretty open, to try things within a certain limit. I'm not gonna, if it's not your normal, and this was prior to me stop eating meat, but if it's not like, I'm not gonna do like squid and all of that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. But sauces and
I had squid this weekend.
Oh really? See, yeah, no.
So I will, I open up a little bit, but It takes a lot.
Yeah, so no, I'm not gonna do that. I will try like your basic stuff, like when people get like, tricky with different sauces or different ingredients. I'll do that. But like your out of the box like gator and all of that kind, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just not I'm not built for that cuz I feel like what if it makes me sick to my stomach? Then I throw up, then I'm gonna keep throwing up and all of yeah, so yeah. I'm sitting here listening to you say that you are meat and potatoes kind of simple stuff, and I'm like, oh well, maybe I'm a little more simple than I thought I was, because I'm not gonna get real adventurous with it, but I won't smell it. But I have a thing. I don't like leftovers, and so
I will eat leftovers.
yeah, see, I don't like leftovers. I will eat certain things I like leftover, like pizza, spaghetti, stuff like that, chili. Those three things I'll probably eat. But other than that, like, once I eat it that one time, I'm kind of done. Like, on Thanksgiving where people eat it like that entire weekend. No,
Yeah,
not
but
I.
I will eat, and I don't do the really traditional big Thanksgiving. Like that's not for me. But I will eat leftovers until they're they're gone. So
Oh,
I can eat leftovers. I can have it for lunch and for dinner, and I'll do that for 3 or 4 nights in a row until they're
oh
completely gone.
no.
I will.
Oh no, I just can't. Like I don't like to I don't like to see it when it gets like still and then you have to it's compact and then you have to put water or something on it to loosen it back up. Like I just no. That
Oh no,
kind of just
I'm not doing all of that. No,
yeah,
it
I
has
don't
to
even
have its own sauce or something in there that's going to come up when I warm it up. I'm not recooking it. I'm not adding water and stirring. I'm not
yeah,
doing all of that.
yeah. I just don't like. I like, but like I said, I do like spaghetti, chili, that kind of stuff. That will, when the seasonings and stuff settle and overnight, then it gets really good the next day. That's me. Now, do you have to warm your food up, or can you eat it kind of, room temperature or whatever? Does it have to be really
No,
hot?
I need it hot.
Yeah.
I eat my leftover pizza. I need that hot. I'm not eating cold food. No.
Yeah. See, yeah, mine has to be really hot. Like, even when I come from like Chipotle or somewhere like that to eat, I have to bring it home and heat it back up because I like it really hot. That I'm that kind of person who likes it where you have to like leave your mouth open a little while to let the steam come out. I like it. I like it like that. So okay, so we've gathered that you're not as flexible with food. Okay, so now what about traveling? Are you flexible about all the stuff that comes along with travel, like hotels or where you go, or that kind of stuff? Time
I
you
am pretty
leave.
flexible when it comes to traveling. Although my preference is to fly than to drive. Anything
Uh huh.
over, I would say 4 hours. My preference would be to fly.
Right.
Hotels, I don't do outside rooms, so
Right.
which
Okay.
I don't. I don't know that. Well, yeah, they're still out there because I see them sometimes.
Yes.
But I can't do the. I'm not with the outdoor rooms. I don't want to open the door to my hotel room and be outside. I
Right.
No, I don't want to do that. Other than that, that's about it. I'm pretty flexible. I can go anywhere, pretty much do anything within limits. I just don't like to drive long distances.
Right. Yeah. I think I'm pretty much the same. I don't like to fly, but I also don't like to be in the car for longer than like maybe 6 hours. And that all depends on who I'm riding with. there's certain people that I have like a 2 hour limit. We just can't
Yeah.
be in the car that long together. But 6 hours is probably my max.
Honey,
So
if it's over 4, book me a ticket, please.
yeah, see, I could probably do 6, but after that,
And not to say that I haven't. Obviously, I've done 6,
right,
5.5, 6. I've done that a lot. But
yeah.
the older I get, the less appealing it is to me.
Oh, definitely. Because I would have, in the past, I would have driven 10 or 12 hours, to go somewhere because I hated to fly. I
No, I
still
was never
hate
that
to
chick.
fly. Oh, yeah. I have done 10 or 12-hour drive by myself, but I'm not that girl anymore. Like, and as much as I hate to fly, I hate to be in the car probably equal or more. And so I'll go ahead and suck it up and fly. I just drink a lot of alcohol, to
Yeah,
get me
that
prepared.
helps.
Yeah, I just don't. I just can't be in the car past 6 hours now. But
Yeah.
I remember when I could before. I could travel, but it takes up a lot of your, vacation time too. Because you think you're in the car for a day going, a day coming back. That's 2 days that you could have been on your vacation. So
Right.
that's what I, try to tell myself now, that flying is important because it helps to maximize my PTO. That's what I
Yeah.
tell myself.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, maximize my PTO. So, and I'm like you, I don't like hotels or motels, whatever, with the door outside. I can't do that. Especially if I'm traveling by myself or with my daughters or something like that. I definitely don't want the doors outside. And now I've passed that on to them because me and my youngest were going somewhere like a couple of months ago, and we were looking for somewhere to stay, and she said to me, "Oh, we can't go there. The door's outside." And I was like, "Oh, she's learning." Yeah, so okay, so you seem to be a little more flexible with the travel than the food. Okay.
Yes.
Now, here's a good one. This might be my favorite. Are you flexible with sex? Meaning, so would you like your first date, or you just getting to know this person, this is a new person in your life. So how flexible are you? Do you have like a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day rule? And this is back when you were available. Do you have like a rule, or what's that?
I don't have that rule. I actually think I'm more flexible now as opposed to then. Because if I'm just single and I'm out meeting people, no. I don't feel like I need to be flexible because I'm going to do me, what I want, when I want, how I want. And I'm not going to feel obliged to cater to or do anything.
Right.
Because one might expect me to. No, not at all. Being in a relationship, I think I'm more flexible because it's taking that other person's wants and needs into consideration, and
Right.
being more flexible and more accommodating to please them and have them do that back to you in return. So I
Okay,
think,
yeah. That was my second
in
part.
a
Now that
relationship,
you're
yeah,
in a
very
relationship.
flexible.
Yeah, okay. That was my second part. In a relationship, are you flexible?
Definitely in a relationship. Outside of it, no. No. I'm just going to do me, whatever I choose to do when I choose to do it. Be that almost immediately or a year down the line or never. It's whatever.
Right. Well, I think that comes with age and learning responsibility and just, learning who you are. Like, I'm comfortable with me, so if if that's what I want to do, then I will do it, and no apologies needed. So if if it happens 2 days, 5 days, 5 months, I did it, and I don't owe anyone an apology for doing it. Like,
Right.
don't, whatever you do, judge me or not, I don't owe anyone an apology. When I was younger, I had all these rules and everything in my mind, because you want to do the right thing. You don't want to be a hoe. All these different things. But now I see it differently. But I'm in a different space in my life, though. So, and as far as being in a relationship, I think I'm really flexible. But again, if I'm not feeling us at that time, sometimes it's difficult for me. And not because I'm holding out, because I'm mad or anything. It's just difficult for me to be intimate when I'm upset, So,
Right.
but I'm not the type who's going to like hold out because you made me mad or whatever. I'm not that girl. It's just difficult for me to bring on the the physical if we're having some tension between us, and then again, sometimes that's the right time to to get it in, because that'll bring you back to where you need to be. That'll bring you back to your happy place. So
Sometimes it definitely will, especially if it's not anything that's really serious. It's not
right.
a huge blow up. If it's just a minor disagreement or something really small and insignificant, yeah, that can definitely put things back on track.
Right. But if it's a big blow up, then sometimes that's
Yeah.
hard for
I've had
me.
that happen to me, and then afterwards, I get the question, "You okay now?"
Right. Well, okay, so we talked about travel, we talked about food, we talked about sex. Okay, so I guess just overall in your everyday life, do you feel like you're flexible or, accommodating to a certain extent, like maybe with work or friends or
You know,
whatever?
with work, I would say it's probably the opposite of other things. I think early on in my career, I was probably more flexible because
Uh-huh.
those times I was really apprehensive about taking time off or an extended time off or going away for long vacations because I need to do this and I have to do this. And what happens if they need me, and I would be taking my laptop home and working from home, taking it on the weekend. So I did all of that. I was super accommodating and super flexible. Not so much today. and,
Right.
and not that my job means less to me. I think it's more of me prioritizing and just finding a balance and a happy medium. I'm still going to do my job, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And if there are times when I need to stay a little late or bring some work home, I'm okay with that, but that's not going to be the norm for me. I'm a little bit more rigid in that respect now. And there
Right.
was a time years and years ago, I would take my work laptop on vacations with me.
Right.
And I was like, well, what am I doing? So at
Yes.
work, I've been able to put a balance in place and kind of keep that in that work life balance and do away with it in that
Yeah.
area. So I'm good there. I think more in the personal life as far as friendships are concerned, I'm flexible there.
Yeah.
I try to be there for my friends, do whatever I can, or be an ear or whatever is needed, and then you get that in return.
Right.
I'm super flexible in that area.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I think probably the same for me. For work, I go back and forth. I have periods of time where I'm not taking home any work. I'm not signing on once I get home or whatever. And then I have periods of time where I'm staying late, I'm coming early, that kind of stuff. So I'm uh, I'm flexible to an extent, when it works
Yeah.
for me.
I
Before,
know, and especially if you feel a little bit guilty, like on Thursday, even though I was off on Friday, remember? Off.
right.
But on Thursday, I go and get a pedicure at lunch. It was so I was probably gone, actually driving there, getting a pedicure, driving back to work. I was probably gone about an hour and a half. But it's like, so sometimes you feel that little guilt, and it's like, okay, I must be a
Right.
little bit late, or maybe I'll log on when I get home. But I think at the end of the day, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, at the end of time, it all balances itself out.
Right, right. Absolutely. That's what I was saying. That's why I said, sometimes I can be flexible and take stuff home and, do
Yeah.
stuff. And then other times I'm in the car at 4 o'clock or 3:59. I'm walking down the stairs. I get to work at 7:30, and if I get there too early, I'm sitting in my car talking to you on the phone till it's time to walk upstairs.
All right.
And then
Or
other
get
times,
there at 7:45, but still leaving at 4 o'clock.
Exactly. So, sometimes I can be flexible, what works. When it works for me, though.
Right, right.
I feel like now, like, I don't go out of my way to do it. When I was younger and I was just starting out, I felt like, I have to. Like, sometimes I would even work, but not when I was hourly, not turn that time in because I didn't want
working
them
and not
to
getting compensated for it.
Right.
I also think what comes with that is being at that point where you're just starting out and feeling like you have something to prove.
Right. Right.
But
and
yeah,
I think that's what it was.
I think I proved it all now. So
Right. And if I haven't proved it by now, then oh well.
yeah, and I shouldn't say I've proved it all because there's always room for improvement. I do acknowledge that, but I'm not in that headspace anymore.
Right, right. Oh, definitely not. Like I said, I do what I have to do when it's convenient for me, and I do take my time off. I make sure to get my time off. I would love to, and most of the time it just works out that I have at least one day off per month. Just because you need that mental break. You need to, even if it's just me sitting at home or me cleaning out my closet or something, or just, binge watching something on TV, just so I can feel like I'm living my life a little bit, So I do that. As far as friends, I would hope to think that I'm flexible. I'm flexible with, I would hope to think that I'm flexible. I like to be there, like you said, for my friends when they need it, and usually because I feel like that's what I'm doing, I get that back in return. And, it's great when you have friends that you can do that with, because your, what I call it, my dark cloud moment could last, a couple of months. And it's good when your friends can hang in there with you, like, I know this is a lot, but girl, let me tell you what so-and-so said today, and it turns into like a reality show.
We've both had those dark clouds when I think we've both been calling the other person thinking, I know she getting tired of me, but I got to talk to her.
Right. And, it's good to be able to do that and not do it just because you're you want like some credit. Like, okay, next time I have a dark cloud moment, you're gonna remember. No, it's just, that you're. I think that's what friendship is, about. You being there, being flexible enough to know that, okay, she's having a moment. We can work with this moment, and then, we'll then someday in the future, maybe I'll need her and she'll be there. So I think that I'm flexible in my personal life. I think I'm even flexible with my kids and, all of their situations and stuff. I think I'm really more flexible now than I was when they were younger and I was younger. Now I'm trying to be zen. I'm trying to like have all positive energy and leave the negativity behind. I'm trying to get in that headspace. So I'm really more flexible, with them now than I was in the past. So yeah, I think I'm pretty flexible overall. I don't know, food might be an issue. I might need to work on the sex situation a little bit when I'm mad, but for the most part, I think, I'm pretty flexible. I don't like tension, and I don't like negative energy or negativity. And so sometimes I find myself giving a little bit, just kind of bending a little bit just to keep those things under wrap,
Yeah.
So, and especially if me bending or swaying or whatever it is doesn't hurt me, then, I don't have a problem with it. So,
yeah, it's all about choosing your battles.
Yes. So, okay, well, I guess we can wrap that part up, because you know what I'm ready to get into anyway is
I know.
Ratchet recap. So,
yep.
Did you watch the latest episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I did. Hot off the press.
Okay, so what did you think about Nene? Like at the wedding, and what did you think
Auntie
about
Nene?
Yeah.
I feel like Nene at the time of the filming was going through a lot. I get that. I acknowledge that, but oh my goodness, she is working my nerves, and I'm not even upset with them. Can I tell you?
Right.
And me specifically, when she was meeting with the ladies. And first of all, when Marlo went to her, and I love me some Marlo, but when Marlo went to her and said, Candy and Portia want to talk to you, that wasn't completely true. Because Marlo is the one that said, let me go get Nene. And Nene is walking over saying, really, at somebody's wedding? So she goes over and she's talking to them, but basically she's giving the same speech, the same spiel that she's done previously, saying, you guys don't know what I'm going through. Well, yeah, they do. Your husband has cancer. And I'm not saying that to belittle it, but I'm just saying that she is just like,
Yes.
And she just kept saying, I need you guys to love on me. And I feel like they are. And Portia said that. She said, Nene, you don't think that we are supporting you? She said, I'm trying to support you. And she said, no, you're not. And then Candy also made a good point. She said that, no, she doesn't know the intimate details of what's going on with Nene, because she and Nene aren't as close as a Nene and Marlo or Nene and Cynthia. So and Nene doesn't open up to Candy. So no, she doesn't really know the private details of what's going on. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't support her or that she doesn't check on her. So I really don't know what more Nene wanted the ladies to do at the time.
Well, I don't know. I just felt like you are going through something, and maybe they don't know. But, I mean, you never know what other people are dealing with, too. and they're just not expressing it outwardly like you are. So, although you want everybody, as soon as you walk into a room, you want everybody to be like, "Oh, Nene, how's it going? Is Greg okay? Oh, well, what can we do?" You want them to basically bow down, but you don't know what Portia's dealing with or what Cynthia's dealing with, or you just don't know,
Well,
because everybody
she doesn't
doesn't
care.
express it right. And that's what I'm saying. As a friend, yes, when I'm going through something, it's important for you, or it means a lot when your friends say, "Hey, how's it going?" or whatever. But you still want to know how they're doing, or what's going on in their life. Like, you just don't know. So everybody can't bow down to you just because your husband has cancer. Like, we get that, and I'm not saying that that's not a horrible thing. I'm just saying you don't know.
They're giving her a pass for that. Shamari said that you should be able to spaz out on your friends, and they understand because they know that you're going through something. So Shamari was giving her that pass. Also, when Cynthia was on the way to the wedding with Candy and Todd, she said again, Nene was going through a lot. They were talking about the bi-week party again. She said Nene was going through a lot. You have to give her a pass. So she's acting cray-cray, but both Cynthia and Shamari was like, well, we understand, and we got to give her a pass. We got to let her go on that one because of what she's dealing with. So I don't know, again, why she's being so hard on the ladies and saying that they don't have her back, because it appears that they do.
Right. And how much do you want people to... I mean, and Greg is sick. He has been sick for a minute, and he'll probably be dealing with this for a while. So how long do you get to be nasty or be whatever, and then people say, "Oh, well, she's dealing with a lot." Like, at some point, people like, okay,
They're just saying that because I'm clear on she's not being nasty because of Greg's sickness, because she's always been that way. I think the only difference now is we're seeing a more emotional side of her, where she's breaking down and she's crying more, because that's not really vintage Nene. So we're seeing that. But as far as her being nasty towards the ladies and immediately popping off and cutting somebody off and not being their friend anymore, well, she's done that since she's started her show, as she likes to call it.
That's true. Okay, so did you hear what Cynthia, and this might be my petty spirit, so you can shut her down if this is, but when Cynthia said, well, I'd rather be in a long distance relationship than living with him, or living with my man, or something she said, and we don't like each other, or something to that nature. Did you hear her say that?
Yes.
So what or who was she talking about?
I didn't immediately attribute that as her talking about anybody. I thought that she was just saying it in a sense of maybe justifying her long distance relationship, or maybe even to some respect of her marriage. And she was just, I took it as she was saying, I would rather be in a long distance relationship with somebody that I love than having somebody here locally with me or in the house with me that I don't like.
Okay.
But then part of me was wondering if that's one of the reasons why Nene is having a problem with her, because maybe Nene thought she was throwing shade at her or something like that. I don't know.
Well, see, that's what I thought, because I read some article or something that said you're going to be surprised why Nene was upset with Cynthia, because Cynthia said something shady, and Nene overheard it or something. So
I could see Nene being upset about that, or thinking that that was a shot. I don't think that Cynthia was throwing a shot. Or if she was throwing shade at somebody, I don't see her throwing shade at Nene. Not at that particular time because she was still riding for Nene. I was also thinking when Nene said her and Greg were talking about separating and Cynthia said, well, y'all already in different bedrooms. I said, maybe she's mad about that.
Right.
You never know with Nene.
I was like, woo, did we know that? Like, did we know they were in separate bedrooms? Did I miss that?
So I could see Nene being upset about that. I can see her being upset about Cynthia's confessional where she talked about the long distance relationship. But I didn't feel like that was a shot at Nene.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, that might have been my petty spirit. Just
now, if they were on the outs, maybe, because she could throw some shade, but it appeared to be, I mean, Cynthia had just defended Nene to Candy and said, hey, you guys went in her room. She wasn't happy.
Right.
You got to give her that. So I don't think that was it. But I could see Nene taking it that way.
Okay, so next thing, Eva's wedding was really pretty. It was really pretty. She looked really happy. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I wasn't fond of her wedding dress and the whole crown and
which one? Because she had like 3.
The first one. I just wasn't fond of the first one. It looked, I don't know. It looked David's bridal to me, like their top of the line
I don't
dress.
understand the need for 3. I don't.
Right.
And what about Candy and Todd? Because Candy was like, listen, honey, I had lions, bears, and tigers. Well, she didn't say that. She said she had a lion.
Right.
But I added the rest. But she made it seem like she had a whole lot going on. And Candy, too, had a beautiful wedding. But she made it seem like her cost wasn't Eva's cost.
Right.
Which I would believe because Candy, Candy frugal with her money.
Right. But to me, it was pretty. But unless we didn't see everything or whatever, I was like, wow. Like, they said she spent $200,000 or something. Like, I don't know. It didn't look, but maybe I didn't see. But her first dress was not my choice, my first choice. Her second dress was really pretty. I thought the second one was pretty, but the first one...
I don't remember them. They're all a blur to me at this point.
Yeah. I didn't like
I know there was one that I liked, but I can't remember which one it was.
I just wasn't feeling the crown and all of that. Just, it was a bit much for me. Okay, and before we go, we got to talk about Shamari.
I know, but before we go to Shamari, there was one thing that it makes me like borderline uncomfortable when I hear, and not just Eva, but anybody who does this. When she talked about somebody asking her if Mike was going to adopt Marley, her daughter, and she went on to say he doesn't need to because he adopted her in his heart when he fell in love with her, which to me is fine. And then, but to go on and say he is her father, I just think that's disrespectful. Well, and granted, the dad might be whatever what they call him, no good, whatever they call the dad, deadbeat. Yes. He may be that, and he may be a host of other things, but I think that when the parent is living and well, it's disrespectful for the other parent to call somebody else their father and their mother.
I agree. That did make me uncomfortable. When she started talking about the first part, like, well, he doesn't have to adopt her because, he loved her from the very beginning and, that part, I was like, okay, I can see that. Having lived in that same kind of space, my ex was very loving towards them from almost day one. and so was his family. So I could see that part. But I was really uncomfortable when she said that too about the dad, because the real dad is like alive. He's living.
Yes.
He's not,
Yes.
it's nothing wrong with him. He's her dad until he's not. Like, until he's gone,
And I think another thing that they have to keep in mind is no matter, and I don't know the situation. He may be going through some issues. He may not be there like he's supposed to. It may be a lot of things. And I'm sure she feels justified in saying what she's saying. But understand that as her baby gets older and her relationship evolves and changes with her dad, that's just not a good look. Because whatever his situation is now, that doesn't mean that's going to be his situation forever.
Right. Like, yeah, I definitely didn't like that. I didn't like that she said that. Now, she could have said, stepfather or bonus dad or, or whatever. But you
have to be real and acknowledge the fact that this child has a father.
Right.
But she doesn't. She just completely like, okay, Mike is her dad. And I understand that, not taken away from anything that he's doing as a stepfather, as her husband. But you can't erase this other person out of your life, because had it not been for him, there would be no her.
Right. Yeah, I heard that and I was like, ooh, yikes. Just to nix the dad out like that, like, you just can't nix him out just, just because y'all are not.
You cannot wish him away.
Space. Right. Because he's still her dad. Just because he's not coming, he's not visiting, or he's not paying, or whatever, he's still her father. And so that I agree. That part did make me pretty uncomfortable, especially having dealt with that kind of situation. We never, that was never a way that I would describe, that situation. Now, was it true that he loved them from the beginning and he treated them like they were his own? Absolutely. But, still, I would never say that. I'd never say anything like that. So, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to touch on that. Now, the drunkenness, that is Shamari.
Oh, my gosh. Now, I don't like Marlo. And I've probably said that 1,000 times. But
as much as I say I love Marlo.
Right. But I don't know if Marlo is so far off the mark when she says that Shamari might have like a little problem. And she keeps chalking it up as she has babies and, and she's going out. And I will take into consideration that we're watching a show and this is over time. So these events are not back to back like we are seeing it back to back.
That's true. But it doesn't have to be back to back. If every time you hang out with your friends and you end up being drunk, that's an issue. Like, it may be we're hanging out once a month. But once you get drunk, and I also the setting. I think if they're having a girls' night and it's okay. Now, when it gets to the point where you're throwing up, that's a bit much. But at the wedding,
yeah. And you know what? And especially if some of my girlfriends, which I would hope that I have friends who feel comfortable enough to tell me, if I'm that kind of drunk where I'm loud and obnoxious, then I would hope that you all would tell me. And then for me, I would cut it back a bit. Like, okay, or I would tell a friend. But if I'm to that point where every time now I'm getting really obnoxious and people have to tell me, okay, like Candy had to keep telling her, okay, we're not gonna do this, we're not gonna, like,
And because Candy was like, okay, I can't have my girl out here looking crazy. And you know she done got bottom of the barrel, and she got Portia saying, "Oh, I love to see Miss Shamari lips."
Right. Like she was just loud, and when she was saying that to Eva's mom, like, "Oh my gosh, she's beautiful." I'm like, yeah, you might need to cut back on your alcohol. And I understand what you're saying about, oh, you don't get out much because you got the twins and blah, blah, blah. But goodness grief, you need to, I don't know, you might need to check that. Or just lay off the alcohol or do a glass of wine like most people do. When you out in an event like that, you drink one or two drinks, or you like get a drink and kind of sip on it the entire night or whatever, you know, because you don't want to be drunk at places like that, like somebody's wedding and stuff like that.
You know your limits.
Yes.
But see, she's a little ratchet because she was like, "No, I'm gonna be fine tonight. I'm not throwing up on anybody's floor tonight." So I guess in her mind, if it doesn't get to that point, she good.
Yeah, like, and especially if I've gotten drunk around, you know, you, and you say, "Dang, Cindy, you know, last time you got drunk, you threw up and you were real obnoxious and loud." I would be like, well, first off, I don't want to do that again. And second off, I definitely don't want to do it around the same women again. So they start thinking this is a pattern. Like,
right.
You know, every time we out together and you don't know your limits. And we all know our limits. Like, she's old enough to know her limit, you know. She should know her limit. And let me say this, while we on Shamari, girl, have you seen the little song her and Ronnie do together?
Have not.
Oh, you have. If
I mean, I think
want,
I've heard like a snippet of it, and it wasn't anything that made me want to listen to the entire song.
Let me just say this. If you are feeling down and out and you want a good laugh, watch a clip of them singing that song. And at the beginning, they do some kind of shoulder bounce or something. It kind of looks like Tourette's or something, because they just bouncing and shaking their shoulders. And then, look, I don't know how we didn't know, but Ronnie cannot sing. Like, how did we not know this man could not sing?
Well, you know, he was more of the ones that would do the rapping portions. He wasn't really a singer.
Oh my gosh.
He did more rapping.
He cannot. Look, this is your homework for the for the week. By the time I talk to you by this weekend, I need you to watch them perform this song. It is beyond hilarious. Like, and she has a nice voice. She has a good voice. But Ronnie, bless his heart, it's like somebody singing in the shower. It is really sad. Like, he should stick to rapping or whatever else he does, but singing is not his thing. Like, not his thing. And then the shoulder bounce and just the whole little song is just it's not good. Like, they should just table that.
I'll have to check that out.
Yes, check that out. But overall, so was this the season finale? I don't know.
No,
if
it actually showed previews for next week's episode.
Oh, okay. My DVR must have failed me because I didn't see. it must have cut off because I didn't see nothing else. So I'm like, oh, this must be the season finale. But my DVR must have failed me. So I gotta try to look and see what the previews are. But yeah, bless Nene Hart. And then before we go, I saw that she tweeted today about not her and Greg were still together because it was out on, you know, that her and Greg were separating. And she tweeted, she was angry about it, like, you know, basically get your life because me and Greg are still together or whatever. And I'm like...
And I would be like, get your life, because it was just aired on TV last night that you guys talking about separating. So don't get mad at me because something you taped 6 months ago or 8 months ago is just aired on TV. That's what we going off of.
Right. And I'm like, you don't have to be mad. You know, you could have easily said, oh, okay, well, you know, that was from a while back, you know, and me and Greg are fine. But thank you for being concerned. Like, period. Like, all the nastiness and blaming it on something is really starting to irritate me. You know, like, just
That's
stop
Nene.
it. Yes, just stop it. But anyway, last thing, I really loved her dress though. I thought her Nene's dress was really nice. If I was tall, I would wear that dress. But me being my height, that
No,
wouldn't
that
work
probably
for me.
wouldn't work for you.
Yeah. that wouldn't work for me. I would have a train and all kinds of stuff going on, so that would not work for me. But it was a nice dress. Did you like her dress?
I did. It was okay. I liked it. I was trying to think of who my favorite was. But I don't know if I have one.
You know what? I like Shamari's look though.
Her look. I minus the hair. I couldn't do the hair, but the dress was cute.
Yeah, I even liked the hair for her. I thought her whole little look was kind of cute, especially for her because sometimes she be outdated. And so
What about
with her little
Marlo's
fashion.
look?
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I don't like Marlo, but I kind of liked Marlo's look. I did
too.
I liked her look.
Too.
Yeah, I really liked her look.
Oh, now Candy was cute. Her dress was cute.
Her dress was cute. Her look was cute because I liked the little bob hair.
Yeah,
you know that she had. So
I don't really do a lot of sparklies, but you know I like the long and you know the waist was snatched and as a top pointed out she had some side boob.
Right. What I did like, last thing for Eva's wedding, and so if I ever get married, then this is what I'm gonna have. I want everybody to wear a long dress, no knees, no whatever showing. I want everybody to wear a long dress too. I thought that was really, really cute. It makes it like an elegant event. If everybody
I guess she didn't want anybody in the up in her wedding with their club dresses on.
Right. Because sometimes you have to tell folks, you know, so that was a good way to say.
Yeah, because
come
if
classy.
Candy probably would have had something that just her fingertips was brushing on.
Yes. Because she likes her something short and tight. She does.
Yeah.
She does. But yeah, so I like that. So if I ever get married, then, you know, again, then that's what
I don't know. That sounds kind of scary because that sounds like a big wedding. That sounds like a formal wedding.
Well, for me, it'll probably be me, you, whoever you bring, my boo, and maybe a couple other people. So it won't be a whole lot of us there, because especially if
maybe we're gonna have a formal dinner afterwards.
Right. Because especially if you're talking anywhere near $1,000 a plate.
Right. Well, no. Todd told you, old lady gang could have done it for $23.95 a person.
And hey, while he playing around, I'll be like, so what do you offer? Because I heard you say on TV $23.95. Yeah, that's it. So get your dress ready just in case I get married in the next 10 years. Get your dress ready. So, but yeah. Time. All right, well, I guess we can wrap that up for this week's episode.
Bye.
Bye.
If you would like to share your comments or let us know what you think about the episode, please email us at whatwelikeinc@gmail.com.
You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at What We Like.
Make sure that you guys are doing what you like this week.
Because we'll definitely be doing what we like. Bye.
Bye.